Skoda has long been the slightly more sensible brand in the VW group, and the previous version of the Fabia Supermini was pretty much the king of this. And while this new version is not exactly going to throw away all that sensible approach, it is looking to appeal that little bit more to buyers' visual senses, etc. Skoda's using words like emotive and sporty when it comes to describing it. And here are 5 reasons why we're looking forward to this new Fabia Supermini. The previous version of the Fabia was quite a dumpy looking car. It was quite tall and quite square, and while this car's not exactly a radical car by its standard of its class, there's a lot more sharp lines on the bonnet here, down the side, and it breaks everything up a little bit more. It is also a little bit wider, about 9 centimetres, and a little bit lower than the previous car, so that's aiming to give it a bit more of a sporty, hunkered down look. As you'd hope with that increase in size, you do get a bit more room inside as well. You don't get the full extra 9 centimetres of width, but you do get another 2 centimetres of elbow room up front. And back here, even though this car is 3 centimetres lower on the outside, you still get a fantastic amount of headroom back here. I'm 6 foot, and even if I sit bolt upright, I've got plenty of room to spare. The old Fabia's boot was big for the class as it was, but this one takes it up another notch. That's a 15 litre size notch, making it around 330 litres. That means it is bigger than pretty much everything else in the class, Fiesta, Polo, etc, etc. Now, there are a few clever touches around here, some pockets around here, little elastic bit there to hold bottles in, and some hooks for hanging your shopping bags on. One thing you won't get on the hatchback is an adjustable boot floor. You only get that on the estate, but something you do get is this clever little system that means you can take the parcel shelf out, drop it down and fix it in like that, so you can still hide things away nonetheless. There's going to be a green line version of this car towards the end of 2015, and that will bring CO2 emissions down to around or just above 80 grams per kilometre. However, in the meantime, all the diesel versions of this car will bring emissions to below 90 grams per kilometre, so it's pretty efficient anyway. The petrols are quite good as well. They're 3 and 4 cylinder units. They all emit less than 110 grams per kilometre, so there's a load of choice when it comes to economy. Fans of hot hatches though are going to be quite disappointed though, because there are currently no plans to produce a VRS sporty GTI rivaling version of this car. If you want something with a little bit more sportiness to it, there will be the Monte Carlo version, which adds a bit more sort of styling enhancements and slightly lower suspension, and that is going to be around midway through 2015. Now, the Fabia is going to be offered with the same MirrorLink infotainment system that you get on the likes of the VW Polo, etc. And that is fantastic news, because that is a really easy to use, simplistic system. So that's brilliant. The way it's going to differ from the VW Polo one is that Skoda is offering a set of apps that you can download to your phone, and it will display things like how the car's being driven, so it uses a GPS system and a G monitor, and it will also show you information on when the car is needing to be serviced, etc. That's only going to be available on a few phones to start off with, but the hope is that will be added to as time goes on. There's a host of other clever little touches around the cabin as well, some of which will be familiar to other Skoda owners. Things like these little pockets on the side of the seats, a little clip up there for putting your parking ticket in, there's an ice scraper in the fuel filler cap, and apparently there's space for 7 bottles in the various cup holders around this cabin. The Fabia will be unveiled to the general public at the Paris Motor Show fairly shortly, before it goes on sale in January 2015. Now, we don't have a definite line on prices just yet, but to be honest, it's not going to change much from the current car, which means a starting price of around £10,000, we reckon. For more information, search Skoda Fabia on whatcar.com, but while you're here, do click subscribe to keep up to date with all of our latest videos on YouTube, previews, road tests and reader test teams.